youth stuff?
Oh, it's Youth Sunday.
Oh!
Yeah.
So everything's like youth done.
It's like youth needed.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
I was really confused there for a minute.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Wait, so am I allowed to be here?
Yeah, you can. Wait, actually, I don't know. You're a lot older than most of the youth, and you have a beard.
I don't know what that has to do with it. I mean, Pastor Senior's here.
Is he supposed to be here?
You're supposed to be here. But you can't kick out Pastor Senior. Of course, we're all the regular people in church.
Yeah, he's got energy like a youth.
Right.
Yeah.
So, since it's Youth Sunday, who's the speaker?
Well, I was gonna speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't ask me. I just was gonna walk up and grab the mic and just preach my heart out, you know?
You know, that's cool, a good heart, but I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, I got advised strongly against it.
But you remember the last time you tried to come up to a public speaking,
yeah,
it was like, you wouldn't give up the mic, you wouldn't stop talking, and they called the authorities, and the police came.
The beanbag gun to the forehead was totally unnecessary.
That red mark on your forehead was there for a hot minute. Well, since you're not going to be speaking, who is?
Well, since it's Youth Sunday, we figured the youth pastor, Pastor Brock.
Dude, I live with him.
Oh yeah, you told me.
I know all kinds of things about him.
Okay. Yeah, do you still sleep in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Did they pump the water out of there?
Not yet.
It's still pretty deep, huh?
It's cold and wet, dark. Yeah.
How do you sleep?
In a canoe. Sometimes it tips and I almost drown.
Yeah. Well, you got any cool stories about Pastor Brock?
Actually, since living there, I've just been getting to know the guy a little better. And come to find out a few weeks ago, you guys are never gonna believe this, I haven't even announced it yet.
Come on.
He was driving to work, and he lives right down the road, just a minute away. But instead of turning in the church parking lot, he just felt the Spirit of God come upon him and say, "Go this way." So he kept going.
Really?
And he said, "Turn here." So he turned here. Go this way. Go here. 11 hours later.
Whoa.
In Canada, in the middle of this forest, where there's not even any roads, he had to get out of his car.
Oh wow.
Covered in moose fur, who did he find?
Who?
Osama bin Laden.
No way!
That's where he was. The government has him.
Oh, they caught him?
They got him.
Wow, talk about spiritual discernment. That is amazing. Yeah, I've been watching Pastor Brock over the last couple months, and he's just such a prayer warrior, you know? And one day I walked into his office, and I opened the door, and he's wearing this long, flowing robe. And right as I opened it, he ripped his robe and grabbed a bunch of ashes and just smeared them all over his face. And then he yelled, "From the ashes I have come, and to the ashes I will return." And he fell on his face and wept. Yes. Man.
Well, not just he's a prayer warrior and he listens to God, but he's also got a heart for the nations.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And he just goes, and he's, all bases are hit to Pastor Brock. And he was in India, actually, one time.
Yeah.
And, he was just preaching the word, and there was this village that he was speaking to, and they were starving to death. They just didn't have, anything happening. And there's lots of elephants in India, right?
Yeah.
Well, this elephant was just walking past, turned around and punched it right in the side.
Really?
Poked a hole right in the middle of it, and out of its side flowed milk and honey for 16
Whoa!
days. It was nuts. To this day, the natives still call him Moses.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, speaking of, flowing, have you ever seen Pastor Brock flow in the prophetic?
It's rare and intense, I mean.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, one time I was walking my dog down the street, and I was passing this grove of trees. And right as I'm walking underneath it, I hear someone yell, "Thus saith the Lord." So I looked up, all frightened, and there was Pastor Brock sitting in the tree with a hard hat and goggles. Yeah, so I looked at him, I said, "Hey, Pastor Brock, what are you doing?" He looked at me with a glare in his eye, and he said, "Broad is the way to destruction, but narrow the way to life." He jumped down out of the tree, hopped on my dog, took a pocket knife, cut the leash, and rode him off into the sunset. Yeah, I never saw that dog again.
they were starting this new development.
Okay.
Before they could do anything, they had all these trees in the way they had to take out, so they couldn't even start the landscaping process without taking out the trees. And the guys were like, man, this is gonna take a solid week before we can even get started. And he was like, you know what? He turned around and he started preaching to them about how to create like a mustard seed and being able to move a mountain.
Yeah.
And then he said, you know what? I got this. And he turned around and he started rebuking all the trees, and they all started shooting up in the air and falling down like Lincoln logs into a perfect log cabin.
Oh.
And then he turned around and looked at all of them and said, Billy Jean is not my lover, and moonwalked into the log cabin and sang the lover.
Lord!
Needless to say, they all got saved.
Oh my goodness! Wow! Man. Yeah, well, speaking about salvation, has Pastor Brock ever told you his conversion experience? This is intense.
You gotta tell me.
Yeah,
Tell
I'll
me
be telling you. All right. So, as the story goes, he was laying in his bed, thinking of every possible sin.
Everyone?
Every single one.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, it sickens me. Yes, and while he was laying there, out of thin air appeared a Bible, and it started smacking it back and forth across the face. So he sat up, all erect, and it's kind of scared.
Yeah.
And right before his eyes appeared Elijah, John the Baptist, and Moses,
Noah?
and Samuel,
And Paul?
and Samson,
And Mark?
yes, all right in front of him. Right in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not it. Then a spiritual whale swam straight through the window and spit out a tiny, itty-bitty Jonah. Jonah landed right on his chest and preached his prophetic message.
Oh my gosh.
Pastor Brock got saved.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. That's a true story. True. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever reach that level.